Hi, this is our marketing research project with Peyton, Maria, Joanna, Crystal, Andre, and Juan. Hi, this is our marketing research project with Peyton, Maria, Joanna, Crystal. Hi, I'm Joanna, and I will be speaking about the project background as well as the business problem. So, Cocktail Puppies was made by Yvonne and Josh in the summer of 2022, where they had their first event, which was actually a relative of Yvonne's. And since then, Cindy and Josh are now the ones who run the business. Ivan handcrafted the bars himself, and he creates content as well as occasionally bartending at events. Cindy is now admin and is also the one that comes up with the cocktail recipes that go with the event. So if it's like a baby shower, she comes up with I believe mommy mimosas and stuff like that. And then Josh is the one that preps ahead of time and is also head bartender. And then what's special about Cocktail Puppies is that they provide freshly squeezed juices, cold pressed juices, fresh syrup, and organic options. And their competition would be other local private mobile bartenders, for example, the Poorhouse, who is a much bigger mobile bartending service. They offer many services, which include signature cocktail service, beer and wine bar service, champagne wall, mocktail bar service, and personalized stemware. They also offer many bar options for that you can choose from that will best go with your event. So, Cocktail Puppies' business problem is wanting to reach a broader audience, and how is it that they can do that? So our questions would be: how can we extend Cocktail Puppies' presence to reach a broader audience? What steps are needed to establish a professional website for the business? How can we create and optimize profiles on platforms like Yelp, Facebook, and Google? How can we improve our current reliance on Instagram and word of mouth for business growth?
Hello, everyone. My name is Peyton Beasley, and I'll be going over the research problem statement. Based off of our business questions and the information we are missing, the marketing research statement for Cocktail Poppies is to determine the best methods to enhance brand awareness and boost consumer engagement, as well as have a better understanding of our target market overall and what social media platforms they most prominently use.
Hi, my name is Juan, and I'm going to be talking about some research questions cocktail poppies should ask themselves and the potential outcomes of these research questions. The first research question they should look into is what type of social media outside of Instagram is most effective within their industry. The reason why we ask this question is since they already have a strong presence with Instagram, what other social media platforms should they look into? The hypothesis for this question is what social media platforms like TikTok are currently on the rise and can be used to gain a broader audience. This hypothesis suggests that there are other social media platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and many more that can help cocktail poppies gain more exposure. The next research question is how do consumers search for similar businesses like cocktail poppies? Asking this question can help cocktail poppies see what consumers are actively engaging in when searching for related businesses. The hypothesis that ties into this research question is consumers are involved with various social media apps and read and watch reviews on these apps. As consumers are actively trying to find places to eat and drink, we can assume that they are looking at review websites to help make their decision. Some examples are Yelp, Google Reviews, Facebook, and many more. The third research question is what are some marketing methods outside of social media that can be effective? Although the world is big into social media and the internet, we wonder what are some other options than social media. Asking this question can help cocktail poppies explore other marketing strategies to expand their customer base. The hypothesis that came with this question is local partnerships within the events can increase awareness of Cocktail Poppies LLC. Engaging and socializing in these events can gain a more personal connection with the consumer base, which can help gain customer loyalty. If this hypothesis is used correctly, this is a possible strong marketing tool for them. By asking these questions and testing these hypotheses, we can provide for Cocktail Poppies LLC with insights on how to expand outside of Instagram and word of mouth.
Hello, everyone. My name is Maria Jacinto, and my section of the presentation involves the target market or study population for a local mobile bartending business called Cocktail Puppies. This business will be catering to events where quality drinks and professional service are key to the customer experience. The target market is a group of consumers a business aims to reach with its services and marketing. We have broken down the market into four segments of customers that we would want to target. First would be weddings and private events, where couples or hosts are looking for a unique touch on their special day. This would also include personal or family gatherings and different celebrations. Second, we would want to target corporate events and conferences, specifically marketing to businesses hosting corporate events and company parties. These venues would be held at hotels, conference centers, and outdoor venues. The third focus group is for festivals and outdoor events such as concerts, food festivals, or sporting events that would be serving local organizers of festivals and public celebrations needing beverage services. And the fourth final group is for birthdays and milestone parties, especially 21st birthday parties, retirements, or any type of milestone celebration needing private and tailored bartending service.
Hello, everyone. My name is Crystal Lacey, and I will be going over the research methodology portion of our presentation today. So, for our research design, we decided to go with a mixed method, meaning that we will use qualitative and quantitative data. The data is exploratory and descriptive, meaning that we will use it to understand customers' behavior and evaluate platform effectiveness for marketing. So for quantitative data, we will be going with surveys. These surveys will be used to collect data on customers' behavior and preferences in regards to booking or attending events with bartenders. So some example questions that we would use in these surveys are things like, what platform do you use to find event vendors? Or have you ever found a bartending service on TikTok, Yelp, or Google? And then for qualitative data, we will be conducting interviews. Interviews will be conducted in order to better understand consumers' decision making and thought process when booking a bartending service. The interviewees can include, for example, event planners, past clients, and even attendees of events that hosted a bartending service. And then example questions that we will ask in our interviews are things like, which platforms do you trust the most when searching for vendors? And what stood out the most about services they chose? Again, these are just some examples of questions that we could use. But yeah, thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Andre Solis, and I'm going to be talking about the sources of secondary data. Research firms like IBISWorld and Nielsen are secondary data sources that can offer data on consumer preferences, trends in mobile bartending market, and the efficiency of different social media platforms. For example, it could tell us what social media platforms are most popular for food and beverage businesses, what consumers typically search for event services like mobile bartending, and what marketing strategies are most effective for small businesses in this industry. The next source is social media analytics for platforms like TikTok and Facebook, which can be used to examine the social media presence of competitors to see which platforms they use most successfully. So we could look at engagement rates of different platforms, types of content that does really well, how consumers interact with businesses on these platforms. This ties into research question one because it can tell us which platforms that competitors are using most effective in the industry. Another source is competitors' websites, social media profiles, and online reviews. This can be used to study how these competitors market themselves online, look for things like services that they highlight, how they use their website or social media to attract consumers, and the kind of reviews they receive and how they respond to these reviews. This ties into research question 2 because online reviews and competitor websites can show us what keywords customers use when searching. This also connects to research question 3 because it can reveal what non social media methods competitors are using, like their websites or even local partnerships.